The group stage of CCA League Season 7 is in the rearview mirror, and playoff spots have been solidified. I'm DRF, and it's time for us to enter the first week of the league playoffs with the latest episode of Lecture Notes. For the first time this season, we get to see the big fish leap out of their ponds as the top performers of each group duke it out. With upsets, prospects of elimination, and a title on the line, the stakes have never been greater for the 56 remaining teams as the dawn of the final stage commences. Starting off with Division 2, you can tell it's the second division as there are precisely 2 upsets already. Splatlanders managing a stunning 5-0 sweep against PSU Blue, promptly moving on to round 2 where they are set to fight TAMU White, who also dominated their matchup against Leaf Sheep Dream of Sleep 5-1. On the other side of the bracket, we have a similar story with the Bull Squids managing a slightly more turbulent 5-2 victory over WPI Grizz Co-workers Union. But perhaps more humorously, Bull Squids is also bound to play a Texas A&M team, TAMU Maroon, who beat Creamed Corn 5-1. The chance of Division 2 having a Texas A&M in-house grand finals is not outside the realm of possibility, with the potential of a little bit of comedy rising just as quickly as the tension between the Final Four teams as we enter the semifinals. Many round ones in this season have had one or more sets that didn't really go past Game 6. However, Div 6 being the outlier, producing the best playoff bracket so far, as no set lasted under 7 games. On the top side of the bracket, we had the Axion Splatters narrowly beating out C# Major, moving on to week 2 of the playoffs, who will be fighting Auburn Navy. On the bottom side of the bracket, Niner Esports Green. Their golden season might have come to an end, but they did survive a Game 9 thriller against Drexel Blue Splatoon. They will be moving on to fight PSU Fish next week. Taking a trip over to Division 7, we can see the top half of the bracket has been quite eventful. First, we have UAH White putting the brakes on the Runners Golden Road, beating them in a narrow Game 9 to send them home and end their perfect season. They will be facing Reef Rush in the next round, a team who managed to put on a perfect sweep against Salmon Run University, who dominated their group with only 2 games dropped and no sets lost. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, things are heating up between FSU Goldies and the Birthday Crew, who managed strong victories against OKBU Water Bison and Bioluminescence, respectively. And stopping by Division 1 before we give our closing remarks, the top half of the bracket contained 2 5-0 sweeps with some interesting stories behind them. Death Roll's perfect sweep against EAUCD Splatoon White is another step down the golden road for the University of Florida, a team that has played this season with no games lost so far. Next week, they will have a rematch against UCSD Esports Gold, who they beat 4-0 in the regular season. UCSD Esports Gold managing a sweep of their own against RIT Orange Ocean. This should make for a fun matchup, as both teams coming off with some great momentum. Should Death Roll maintain their golden road, the challenge will only get steeper from here, as if they manage to win this set against UCSD, they will face the winner of Reef Runners and the Towson Tiger Sharks, who are duking it out next week in a highly anticipated semifinal set. We look forward to see what happens as things continue to spice up next week. As we move on to week 2, we'd like to give a shout out to some teams who managed some upsets we couldn't get to in any of the remaining divisions. In Division 3, we have Drexel Gold, who took down Clark Cory 5-3, and the Husky Splatsville Knights taking down Long Beach Black 5-2. In Division 5, C-Section upsetting the Blind Salamander Artists 5-3. With half of the remaining teams eliminated, the stakes are only getting higher. Don't forget to watch it all unfold on the CCA's Twitch and YouTube. Various semifinal matches will be posted onto the CCA socials as well. We'll see you next week for Lecture Notes. with finals just around the corner. See you then.